Hi there, and welcome to another Sunny Days podcast at jollyville.com. I'm your host, Jolly, and today we've got a couple of uplifting stories, some did you know, and more. So grab a cup of sunshine and let's get started. First up today from North Carolina. The headline reads Couple quits their jobs to open a coffee shop run by people with disabilities. Now, Biddy and Bo's Coffee isn't your average coffee shop. It's a human rights movement in disguise, says co founders Amy and Ben Wright. The husband and wife duo left their careers in education and finance in 2016 and 2020, respectively, to build Biddy and Bo's, a chain of coffee shops run almost entirely by people with intellectual or developmental disabilities. The chain is named after two of their four children, both of whom were diagnosed with Down syndrome. The idea, which hit Amy in the shower one day, she said, it's based on a simple concept, she told CNBC. Make it. Coffee shops could be the perfect place to not only create jobs for people with disabilities, but a place where others could come in and spend time with people with disabilities and hopefully start to see them a little bit differently, she said. Today, Biddy and Bose has 19 locations and more than 400 employees across 11 states, according to their website. It started when Amy left the after school theater program for kids she had founded to help the first Biddy and Bose get off the ground. It was a 500 square foot location employing 19 people with disabilities in her hometown of Wilmington, North Carolina. Within 6 months, the shop had moved into a 5,000 square foot space, Ben says. And in May 2020, he left Dyke Creek Capital, a financial investment firm he had founded in 2013, to join Amy full time. We were busting at the seams day one, says Ben, who adds that social media helped raise customer awareness a lot. People were making trips from across the country to come see what it was we were doing. The Wrights hope that Biddy and Bo's success so far could inspire other corporate leaders to hire more people with disabilities, they said. We just think the biggest part of the coffee shop is not just serving a great cup of coffee, but it's giving people the opportunity to see people with disabilities doing jobs that people without disabilities could see themselves doing, Ben says. And for people without disabilities to stop looking at them as non humans or accidents or mistakes or view them with overwhelming sympathy. Disabled people don't need sympathy and charity, he adds. They need opportunities. They need a shot at prosperity and being part of the economic fabric of this country. Way to go, you guys. A sunny day shout out to Biddy and Bo's coffee shop for making the world a better place. And now a jolly chat we'll call Oh My Stars. In the quiet of a warm summer night, young Eliza laid on a blanket in her backyard, gazing up at the stars. The stars twinkled brightly like diamonds scattered across a velvet blanket. She sighed, captivated by the beauty of the universe. Oh, my stars, she whispered, her breath catching in wonder. Eliza had always been fascinated by the celestial bodies in our solar system. She knew each star by its name, each planet by its unique features. Tonight she felt a special connection to the cosmos, as if the stars were singing just for her. As she watched a shooting star streaked across the sky, leaving a trail of light in its wake, Eliza closed her eyes and made a wish, her heart full of hope and wonder. Suddenly, a voice broke through the stillness. Eliza, what are you doing out here all alone? It was her grandmother who had come to her on the blanket. Grandma settled down next beside her, wrapping a comforting arm around her shoulders. I was just watching the stars, Grandma, Eliza said, her eyes still fixed on the sky. Her grandma smiled, her face illuminated by the soft glow of the moon. The stars are beautiful tonight, aren't they? Each one a tiny miracle in the vastness of space. They sat in silence for a while, simply enjoying each other's company and the beauty of the night. Eliza felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing that she was part of something much larger than herself. As the night wore on, more stars appeared in the sky, painting a dazzling picture of the universe. Eliza knew that she would never forget this moment, sharing the beauty and wonder of the stars with her grandma. Oh, my stars, Eliza whispered again, this time with a smile on her face. They're so beautiful. Yes, they are, her grandma agreed. And they'll always be there, shining down on us, no matter where we are. With that, they laid back on the blanket, hand in hand, and continued to gaze up at the magnificent celestial bodies in our solar system, lost in the beauty and the wonder of the night. The end. And now a sunny day's happy birthday shout out with 100 dogs on parade for a man's 100th birthday party. That's right, you heard it. When Roger Moore's family started planning his special 100th birthday party, they wanted to make sure it was really special. There was going to be a big family dinner, of course, but since a lot of Robert's friends were no longer alive, his daughter Allison thought including the man's best friend, dogs, in the celebration would be a great idea. My father loves dogs. He just loves them, all of them, every kind, said Allison. So a few days before the party, Allison shared a post on Facebook and Nextdoor explaining her idea and asking friends and neighbors and members of the community in San Jose, California to drop by for the parade and bring your dogs. Well, June the 17th last year, here's what happened. Though her post was widely shared, Allison had little expectation and was prepared for only a handful of people to show up. However, hundreds of dogs and their owners lined on the streets outside their house, waiting patiently to be petted by the birthday boy. What was even more exciting was that the furry creatures arrived in all sorts of costumes, from tuxedos to cowboy hats and bumblebee costumes. There were pups riding in classic cars as well as pups with disabilities pulling carts. It was all so amazing, said Allison. I thought only a few would show up, and they'd just walk in front of the house and kind of be done. But the response was so overwhelming. People not only brought their dogs, but families also came with their little ones who wished my father happy birthday. Many of the surprise guests also brought gifts for Robert, including flowers and cupcakes, handmade drawings and posters. It was fabulous. My sister and brother-in-law picked him up from the assisted living center, and she told him about the surprise party, Allison says. He was shocked, but at the same time, he was kind of excited for it. By the end of the event, he was so overwhelmed that there was so little to be said. He had every single dog that came through sit by him. He pet him, he loved him. It was so beautiful. Allison said that ever since pictures of the videos of the dog parade were shared on social media, people have been reaching out to tell her how much they enjoyed seeing the celebrations and that they hope to do something like this in their own community as well. I hope this really does help spread joy, said Allison. All these strangers coming together for my dad's birthday party, it was just so overwhelming, so lovely. And I hope we continue to have such events where everyone gathers and celebrates. Once again, happy birthday, Mr. Moore. A sunny day's happy birthday to you, with more to come. And now, how about some fun, did you know, facts about television? Well, remember the time when you had to go up to the TV if you needed to change the channels? I do. Though the TV we had at the point probably only had 6 channels on it, so it very much wasn't needed. The reason I'm mentioning this is because television sets and actual programs on them have evolved a lot since those first broadcasts in the 1920s. I don't want to get too boring on some stuff, so let's just explore some of the fun facts about it. Like, did you know in 2008, the cost of a 30-second advertisement was $2.7 million in the Super Bowl broadcast? It's the most costly airtime available. And did you know most people dream in color? But those who grew up watching black and white television, they often dream in black and white. And the first couple shown together in their bedrooms on primetime US TV were Fred and Wilma Flintstone. There you go. How about this? Sony began selling VCRs in 1970 that were capable of recording television shows. However, Sony was sued by the film studios for copyright privacy. Later on, the US Supreme Court backed Sony. And here's one more fact. There is something called the CSI effect. Because of the television crime drama, jurors today have an unrealistic expectation of forensic science and investigative techniques. What TV will do, what TV will do. And now for some entertainment news. In theaters, Inside Out 2 coming. Pixar really misses, and the studio's original Inside Out managed to leave all the uppity canine film festivals buffs in fits of tears. Now that's an accomplishment. With the second, Protag Riley has entered teendom, and Joy, the bright-eyed leader of the inner spectrum of feels, faces a new era as a demolition team makes room in their headquarters for more and new complex emotions, like the dreaded oops anxiety. Oh, and Riley is barreling towards puberty. This will star Amy Poehler, Phyllis Smith, Tony Hale, Maya Hawke, and Louis Black, just to name a few. It is rated PG, and its release is set for June of this year. Also coming out this summer, Despicable Me 4. Gru and his adorable family are back for another vibrant animated escapade on the big screen. Though the fourth film's premise remains locked behind tight lips at the moment, you can almost definitely expect the introduction of a new supervillain, plenty of Minions mockery, and a world-saving toon venture that only Gru and his kiddos can take care of. We'll keep you posted as we hear more. This will be starring Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Miranda Cosgrove, Steve Coogan, and Pierre Coffin, just to mention a few. A release date is scheduled for July of this year. Also coming, Harold and the Purple Crayon, the children's picture book on which this new family movie coming to theaters in 2024 is based, was published in 1955. Written and illustrated by Crockett Johnson, it's a wonderfully magical story about a little boy who goes on a night-long odyssey through the woods, over the sea, past the dragons, all imagined with his singular purple coloring stick. Here's hoping to the newest adaptation is just as imaginative. Starring Zachary Levi, Zoe Deschanel, Ravi Patel, Caleb Black, just to name a few. Theatrical release is scheduled for August the 2nd, 2024. And how about some news in the music? Some new things that are about to hit the music singles. List off of Billboard Hot 100. Let's see, we'll have Hiss, Megan Thee Stallion will be showing us. Beautiful Things by Benson Boone. Stick Season by Noah Kahn. Texas Hold'em with Beyonce. Those have been released in the last couple of months. Type Shift is coming out. Too Sweet, Hozier. Jolene, also by Beyonce. And by Beyonce and Miley Cyrus, Most Wanted. As we come to the close of today's episode, let's remember that the stories we've shared can serve as a reminder of the goodness that surrounds us every day. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so find your beauty, shine, and share it. Remember to spread love, joy, and positivity whenever and wherever you go. We'll see you next week for some more stories, some entertainment news, some fun facts, and more. And until then, peace and love always. And thank you for tuning in to the Sunny Days podcast at jollyville.com. See you next week.